We are not superheroes. I want to use that phrase as a declaration. The human body is a fascinating and powerful machine. Of all the animals in this world, we are the only ones that was able to build buildings over 800 meters, 10-lane highways, a computer as big as my palm and can fit in my pocket, the Mona Lisa, and so much more inventions and innovations. How were we able to do these things? We weren't the fastest out there. We weren't the strongest. We couldn't even fly. It is because of our minds. Over the course of our history as a species, the human mind adapted, evolved, and got bigger. We were able to recognize patterns, see what works, see what doesn't, invent tools, and solve problems, eventually putting us on top of the food chain with no natural predators of our own. But we're not superheroes. Our body cannot regenerate energy by its own and has its limits. Just like our muscles, our minds needs time to recover from all the work it performs. But what if we push through? Set aside all the fatigue, emotional, and mental stressors that we carry and just keep working. We have our reasons: family to feed, a bill to be paid, or a degree to achieve. We all work and we all work to obtain something we want or need, and our ambitions push us through the limits to be successful. We are endurance animals after all, pushing through hardships like the Ice Age, Great Depression, the World Wars, and just recently the COVID-19 epidemic. As a species, we pull through. But again, we are not superheroes. We will slip, stumble, and fall, make things worse for ourselves because of our ignorance, masked by grit and determination. We may not have other animals as predators, but we have our motivations that tells our mind it's okay, even though it's not. If that is the case, then what do? Well, just like the hardest times in the history of humanity, we do one thing. We go and ask for help. Hello, my name is Gabriel Fernando, and I'm here today to talk about mental health and workplace therapy. What it is, the benefits, and why employers should make it a standard resource for their employees to have. We all have our own stressors and reasons to keep moving forward. If we listen to our body during a marathon and stop running, we will not reach the finish line. But unlike a marathon, a professional environment does not give out medals if you push through. It gives out medals if you perform well and have a good connection with your team, which is unachievable if you do not have a sustainable and good mental health. But first off, what is a good mental health in the first place? According to Fusser Pauli, a good mental health can be defined as a state of well-being that allows individuals to deal with the daily stressors of life while still functioning productively. As you can see, that situation is possible for us, not just professionals, but as humans, where we can deal with the stress and our workload. But sadly, the opposite is what the data is showing. According to select software reviews, 27% of full-time office employees in the US are experiencing low stress, with 39% experiencing moderate stress, 23% experiencing high stress, and 6% of them are experiencing unsustainable, with only 5% experiencing none at all. Workplace stress is natural and given in a professional environment. The hustle and competitive culture that we have been experiencing in the past years have risen due to social media. People see more of what you do, namely your status, your accolades, and accomplishments. Nowadays, it is also easier to do more. Audio and digital books are easily accessible. Sources and scholarly journals are one click away. Updates from work and or school are in your pocket, and you can even hold meetings and seminars in your own bedroom. As it can lead to success by being ahead, it can also lead to burnout, with McKinsey and Company reporting 28% of workers in the United States experiencing symptoms. Mental health can also affect workplace etiquette. The way we think can deeply influence the way we act in the work center, which in turn can affect productivity. In some way, looking out for ourselves means looking out for the company as well. If we do not have a good mental health, then what do? Well, first off, after recognizing the problem, we try to mitigate it ourselves. People learn more about the topic from other people, use sources like the internet. They engage in self-care, develop self-awareness, and try to improve their support network. For some people, that is enough, but not all or some, or not some or all. Not everybody can recognize the problems, and not everybody can deal with it themselves. Awareness is still growing. Back in 2021, Interwell reported 22.8% of adults in the United States living with mental illness, with only 47% of them, only 47% of them have or are receiving treatment. If self-care does not work for us or is not available, what do we do? Well, we go and ask for help, specifically professional help. According to Mental Health America, more than 80% of people treated with depression have improved, with the treatment for panic disorders having a 90% success rate. Back in 2023, a study by Chris Gaskell et al. Showed effectiveness from psychological interventions like therapy with large clinical improvements as long as it is done by routine settings. If we know that regular therapy works, is there a reason for employers and managers to promote company counseling and or therapy? Wouldn't regular therapy suffice? Well, first off, regular therapy can be inconvenient to busy employees, and a major portion of their life is spent at work. So bringing care on site can be a way to remove barriers. According to a study done by Takashi Terao back in 2020, by using workplace-related interpersonal psychotherapy, workers who had symptoms of major depressive disorders, their symptoms have decreased over time. If it is the job of the employers and managers to make sure that production is steady, isn't their job as well to make sure that their employees are okay? Employers are expected to take care of the mental health of their employees, according to Khalid and Syed, and poor mental health have been associated with loss of productivity, with clear evidence, according to Oliveira et al. If not mitigated, the stress that we feel outside of work can easily bleed out in the office, and vice versa. The stress can also show up at work. When do we stop? When should we take a step back? That decision might be easier to make if the solution is next to your cubicle. We need to wake up and recognize that this is a problem. And just like any other problem that we professionals deal with every day, we need to give it our all and solve it. For all the employers and managers out there, there's a warning. Fire the problem, not the person. Thank you.